As Joe Biden starts to fill his cabinet and the administration with people holding Ivy League credentials and expertise, the right wing media has risen up to discredit them. Swamp Surge. Obama alum Jake Sullivan wants Flynn's old job after falsely accusing him of Russia collusion. That's one of the headlines carried by a highly consumed right wing website. This is what they do: discredit and divert attention away, turn your shame into strength while turning the opposition's strength into shame. The notable Steve Bannon, who was charged with defrauding people through his Build the Wall project, called Antony Blinken, who will be our future Secretary of State, a man with dual degrees from Harvard and Columbia, and worked at the top levels for 8 years in the Obama administration, as a clerk in one of his podcasts. Steve Bannon repeatedly called him a clerk, and the intention is very clear there: make people look away from Antony Blinken's CV and give them a singular tag to attack his credibility. This has been the Trump and the right wing playbook for a very long time: lying Ted, crooked Hillary, little Marco, and so on. A tag that sticks, a tag that hurts, and a tag that holds their base together while assailing the opposite side. Now, as they are doing this on the one side, on the other, they are also doing whatever they can to delegitimize the election. Trump tweeted earlier today that GSA starting the transition has nothing to do with him losing the election or who the next president will be. Another yarn directly from the Trump spinning mill. So they are doing whatever they can to keep the narrative that Trump has not lost the election. An election he lost by more than 5 million votes. The right-wing podcasts, if you listen to them for half an hour, you will start to seriously feel like they are winning. They were talking about a Michigan Supreme Court case that got tossed out today with a 6-1 verdict. The lawsuit sought to delay the certification of the election results in Michigan. But now that the certification has gone through, the case did not have a standing to get a favorable verdict. But two justices urged officials to look into election fraud claims. Now the right wing has taken that statement by the justices to look into reports of irregularities as proof that something is wrong. That's not what the justices said. They just said there are plenty of people who believe that these allegations are frivolous, but there are plenty of people who believe that these allegations hold some truth. So let the officials take a look into it. That is all what they said, which I kind of believe was a fair request to make. I think there is one example I can cite here. A case in Arizona where a poll watcher said that a small number of ballots came in late, but the officials mixed it up with other ballots. The justice did not dismiss the case right away. He called the officials, and the officials under oath confirmed to the judge that the ballots came on time, and then the case was dismissed. It is the job of the judge to look into both sides. But anyway, that argument the right wing made is just an example of how they manipulate losses into victories while turning victories of their opponents into losses. This misinformation campaign will not stop, and it will never stop, and people will fall prey to this, and they will remain stuck in an alternate world from where they cannot be removed as long as they keep consuming these content. As most of them work together, these right-wing media, they amplify the misinformation, and while doing so, all of them make more and more money. The loser is no one other than the democracy, the democratic process, the institutions, while people in power get handicapped from doing what they were supposed to do. There was a nurse from South Carolina or South Dakota, I believe, who said in an interview some of her patients who were dying of COVID still refused to accept that they had COVID. If things can get that bad, how can institutions like CDC will work? What kind of power will they have to convince people to be sensible and accept the path they chart out to eradicate the pandemic? It will only work in portions of the country, making their efficiency well below where it should be. Sadly, that is the state the country is, and there is no easy way out. We have to keep traveling to wherever they lit the fire and do what we can to put that out and move on to the next place where there is the fire. It will be exhausting, but we have to keep doing it over and over because this is not going to stop. And a big hat tip to Aaron Van Langeveld, the vice chairman of the Michigan Statewide Board of Canvassers, who had the courage to do the right thing for the country. The whole board of canvassers have a ceremonial job. It's an outdated process, and I hope that Michigan learns from this experience and completely does away with it. I was expecting the two Republicans to vote against the certification and block Michigan results from being certified. The blockade would not have survived a court scrutiny because county level certifications were done and the Trump campaign never offered evidence of fraud that could withstand a scrutiny by the court. But a certification blockade had the potential to delay the certification process and introduce some legitimacy in undermining the democracy, while giving Trump more time to run his fundraisers. But thankfully, Aaron Van Langeveld, a Republican member of the board, along with two other Democratic members, voted to certify the results, while Norm Schinkel, another Republican in the board, abstained. So the certification cleared 3-0 and the entire country was saved from another round of media circus about Michigan results. The recount is still going on in Wisconsin, but the state is expected to certify the results only by December 1st. That's their deadline. So we will have to wait for Wisconsin electors to be approved only by December. Michigan has certified its results. Georgia has certified its result. Nevada will be done tomorrow. That's 3 out of the 6 states Trump lawyers tried to overturn. To win, Trump needed to flip all the 6, Biden only needed 3. And with the 2 states that are already certified, Michigan and Georgia, along with states that have Democratic legislatures, Biden has 264 electoral votes. And there is no way to stop Nevada, so add another 6, Biden already has 270. The second Michigan was certified, Trump's stop the steal game was up. That is why he decided to throw in the towel. Of course, he would not have done so without some pressure from inside the GOP, because there really was no path to change things anymore. All the 6 states the Trump campaign was contesting either got certified or took one big step closer to certification yesterday. And more than all of that, the 1 win to 35 losses on the lawsuit front is turning out to be a big embarrassment to Trump's I never lose anything theory. I guess he now believes that he needs to cut his losses short and slowly start warming up people to the fact that he won't be there in the White House soon. Thanks for watching. If you like the content, please subscribe to the channel and help the channel grow. Otherwise, this channel is going to stay buried under a pile of rubbish. Thanks for watching.